We're already halfway into 2025 and that is crazy. And I wanted to take a moment to process what has been going on so far in this year and show some gratitude for how life has unfolded so far. In case you don't know me, my name is April, and in this corner of the internet, I document my life as a software girly living in Seattle, learning how to balance between work, creativity, and being a 20-something. This is gonna be the first video of my two-part mid-year reset series where I try to do these 4 things. A physical reset, sharing my favorites of the year so far, reflecting on what has worked and what hasn't been working, and finally, look ahead into the rest of the year. And with that, I would love to invite you to do this mid-year reset with me. So grab your journal, light up some candles, and let's get started. So the first thing that I wanted to do was to clear up some physical space. I've been feeling a little bit mentally cluttered, so I think starting with clearing out my environment helps. I have the following task on my to-do list. The first thing to do would be to clean my clothes. As you can see, over the year I've accumulated so much clean clothes that I'm too lazy to put away. Now it's starting to pile up in a little mountain on my bed. So the first thing I would like to do as part of this reset is just to clear them all away. Out of mind, out of sight. Now, the second thing on my reset list is to do a bit of decluttering. So I've been tossing away some trash. I also gathered a bit of stuff that I'm letting go of. So I got some clothes and I have a pair of shoes for the winter. I got this from Costco, but I feel like the sole for this is not sturdy enough to my liking. I don't know if I should donate or toss them. If I ever miss it again, I'll just buy a pair of fluffy Crocs to replace them. I got some Sharpies here. I originally got these because I was trying to make a rough deadline for a theater project that I was working on, and I only wanted red, but it was really urgent, so I had to buy the whole pack. Luckily, it was reimbursed, but I don't know what to do with all of these. I'm also letting go of this set of false eyelashes because I realized I'm just really bad at doing eyelashes. My friend just introduced me to eyelash extensions, so I feel like now that I'm actually making a big girl income, I can afford doing eyelash extensions when I want it, so I probably don't need false eyelashes at all in the future. And then I have a box of orzo rice because I once thought that I wanted to make risotto, but who am I kidding? I'm not making risotto anytime in the future. It feels like a whole different thing to learn, and I probably would never have the motivation to learn how to cook risotto. This has been on my shelf for over 2 years now, but luckily these things have a long shelf time, which means whoever I donate this to will still have a decent amount of time to cook it. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I'm getting rid of. Even though it's not too much, letting go of these helped me achieve a better mindset, which is what I want out of it. Now, the third and last thing on my reset list is to show some gratitude. One thing that I feel like I'm not doing enough in the first half of 2025 is how I feel like I haven't been showing up for my friends as much as I used to. So I decided to wrap up the first half of 2025 with some gratitude. So yesterday I bought some gift bags as well as some cute letter sets. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to prepare a gift for each friend. I'm gonna make them a DIY candle as well as writing them a letter using these to show my gratitude for them to be in my life in 2025. I'm done packing all of my gifts, and I'll slowly give it out to my friends and family over the next few weeks, and I can't wait to see their faces when they receive it. So happy. So after clearing out what no longer fit, I also want to spend some time to acknowledge and celebrate what did bring me true joy so far in the year of 2025. So in the next section, I'll be sharing some of my favorites so far in this year, starting with favorite movies. So far in 2025, my favorite movie is A Real Pain. I really like Jesse Eisenberg as an actor, whether it be The Social Network, Now You See Me, or The Double. A Real Pain is his second movie as a director, and I was super excited to see it when it came out. I think I've talked about this movie a little bit in my Oscar prediction video, which I'll link here, but this is one of my favorite movies from the Oscar nominations this year. I really enjoyed how Jesse Eisenberg approached the topic of generational trauma and heritage tourism, especially the part where Benji started yelling at the heritage tour guide and calling out all the irony behind behind the concept of a heritage tour. I can relate to that part a lot, as well as many of the other topics in the movies. I sometimes have the same question, wondering whether heritage tour is kinda hypocritical when I was doing my own travels. So I really loved how the movie touched on this topic. Besides A Real Pain, another movie that I really liked is called The Gorge, featuring Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller. When I was watching this movie, it was branded as a horror sci-fi movie, but I mostly took it as a romance movie with a zombie background. I really enjoyed the setting. I feel like the zombie background makes the romance part even better. I don't think this movie serves well as a sci-fi movie, but I mean, it came out on Valentine's Day, so if you're looking for some cute romance movie in a scary background, I would highly recommend this movie. The last movie that I really loved that I watched in the first half of 2025 is Devil Wears Prada. I mean, it's not a new movie, it's a classics, and we all love this feel-good movie from Anne Hathaway and Meryl Streep. I've never seen this movie before, and it was definitely a very fun experience watching it at a girls' night. I will have to say though, it still cracks me every time they try to say that Anne Hathaway is unattractive, but other than that, I really loved it. Favorite TV series? Now, I don't think I saw any good TV shows so far in the year, but there's one that I really enjoyed, and it's called The Residence from Netflix. If you don't know already, I'm a diehard fan of classical whodunit murder mysteries, and recently I also really enjoy murder mystery comedies such as Knives Out and Glass Onion. So I think this show is exactly like Knives Out, but as a TV series, and the detective Cordelia Cup is a super fascinating character. I'm super glad to announce that finally I was able to identify the killer before the killer reveal, and it was definitely a pleasing experience when I heard that I reached the same conclusion as Cordelia Cup. Favorite book? In terms of books, I've actually only finished 2 books so far in the year, which is not where exactly I want to be. However, I would recommend the book Julie Chan is Dead. It's about a girl taking over her twin sister's identity as a social media influencer after she found her dead in her own apartment. It's a very fast-paced, semi-thriller novel that also pokes fun at the influencer industry. It's super fun, super easy to read, which is exactly why I was able to finish this book as my first book of the year. I would also like to recommend the book The Surrender Experiment because I think it's a memoir that has had a pretty big influence in my life in 2025, but I'm still reading it. I'm reading it very slowly because I'm trying to live out the advices from the books before heading into the next chapters. I'll try to make a video when I finally finish this book. Favorite podcast? So recently, a podcast that I really enjoy listening to is Rotten Mango's reporting on the Diddy trial series. I wasn't the biggest fan of Rotten Mango before, but for some reason, I just really enjoy Stephanie's storytelling of everything that's going on inside the courtroom. And it's the first thing that I check every morning at work so I can put on the podcast while I'm working. Let me know if you're also a fan of Rotten Mango's reporting of the Diddy trial. Favorite YouTube video? Oh god, this one is really hard to decide, but I guess so far into the year I really enjoyed Anna Lenkovska and Evelyn from Tapiocapress. I dream of becoming a digital nomad, but sadly I am not one, so watching Anna and Evelyn's video diaries as digital nomads really helped me understand how it's like to be a digital nomad and exploring different parts of the world at the same time. Favorite item that I bought? So my favorite in 2025 is definitely this Kobo Clara color. I remember wanting this ebook already back in January because I realized that reading books on iPad is starting to hurt my eyes, but for some reason I waited all the way until May to buy it, and I even bought a super cute case with it. But ever since I bought it, I was able to read so many books. In fact, all of the books that I finished so far in 2025 I finished on this kobo. And now my favorite thing to do during lunch is to sit at a little corner reading books while eating lunch in the office. So why did I not buy it sooner? Favorite memory? My favorite memory in 2025 is definitely my girls' trip to Guatemala with my favorite people. We made so many core memories, such as trying out a 30-feet cliff diving site, going on a party boat at Lake Atitlan, climbing the Acatenango volcano, and just singing to a guitar and vibing and having a good time at a hostel in Antigua. It's June already, and I still occasionally look back on my trip thinking about all the memories I made, all the bonding experiments I've had, all the great food that I've tasted, except the hike. It traumatized me a little bit, and I haven't been on a hike ever since I came back. But I realized that I'm starting to get a little bit rambly in this video and it's getting too long, so that's why I decided to cut this video into 2. In the next part of the series, I'll be reflecting on my year so far at a deeper level, dissecting what has worked, what has not worked, and what I'm hoping to do in the second half of 2025. So in case you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
像北方的风，吹着南方暖洋洋的哀愁。我们小手拉大手，今天加油，向昨天挥挥手。我们小手拉大手，今天为我加油，舍不得挥挥手。怎么没有人呼？